He was already dead when the world finally began asking questions. On August 10, 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was found unresponsive in a federal jail cell in New York. The official statement was brief, the language was clinical, the conclusion was immediate: suicide. But for many, the story did not end there. It began. Because Jeffrey Epstein was not just another criminal, he was a gatekeeper, someone who existed at the intersection of money, power, and secrets. His death closed a case, but it opened something far more dangerous: a global examination of who had protected him, enabled him, and benefited from his silence. This is not the story of a lone predator. It is the story of a system. Chapter 1. A Man with No Clear Origin. Jeffrey Edward Epstein did not come from wealth. Born in Brooklyn in 1953, his early life was unremarkable. No powerful family name, no inherited fortune, no obvious path to the elite circles he would later dominate. And yet, by his mid-30s, Epstein had done what most people never do in a lifetime. He had embedded himself among the world's most powerful individuals. Former colleagues struggled to explain how. There were gaps in his resume, sudden promotions, jobs he was unqualified for, followed by connections he should not have had. Epstein never explained these gaps. He didn't need to. Mystery became part of his brand. Chapter 2. Access as Currency. Epstein understood something fundamental. Wealth alone does not create power. Access does. He did not seek attention. He sought proximity. Private dinners, off-the-record meetings, invitations that came without explanations. His Manhattan townhouse became a quiet hub where influence passed through unrecorded conversations. Presidents, royalty, financiers, academics, scientists. Epstein positioned himself not as a leader, but as a facilitator, the man who could connect anyone to anyone else, discreetly. And discretion was his greatest selling point. Chapter 3. The Planes, the Island, the Routes. Travel logs would later become some of the most scrutinized documents in modern legal history. Private jets, frequently used, rarely questioned. Destinations that did not appear on public schedules. Passengers whose names raised eyebrows years later. The island, officially named Little St. James, was presented as a private retreat. To Epstein's guests, it was marketed as an escape from rules, cameras, and accountability. To the victims, it was something else entirely. The flights, the locations, the privacy, they were not luxuries, they were infrastructure. Chapter 4. The victims no one listened to. The pattern was always the same. Young girls, often vulnerable, often financially desperate, promised money for massages, promised connections, promised opportunity. What followed was exploitation. When some of them spoke out, their stories were minimized. When others reported abuse, their credibility was questioned. Powerful lawyers intervened. Settlements were reached quietly. Epstein's wealth insulated him. His connections armored him. Justice did not fail accidentally. It failed deliberately. Chapter 5. The 2008 Deal That Changed Everything. In 2008, Epstein faced charges that could have ended his freedom and exposed his network. Instead, he received an extraordinary plea deal. Minimal jail time, immunity for unnamed co-conspirators, sealed records. Legal experts later described the deal as unprecedented. To critics, it was proof of something darker. Epstein was not being punished, he was being protected. Protected because too many powerful people had too much to lose. Chapter 6. The Files. The Epstein Files are not a single document. They are thousands of pages, court records, depositions, flight logs, emails, sealed exhibits. Some names appear repeatedly, some appear once, some are still redacted. And here lies the most important distinction. Being named is not the same as being guilty. But the files reveal patterns, relationships that were hidden, meetings that were denied, flights that were forgotten. They raise questions no one can fully answer yet.